Tomato is the protector of the heart. Tomato is love. Tomato literally protects your heart. It makes your heart strong. Tomato makes your heart strong. It protects your heart. So literally, even our ancestors leaving behind something like kachumbari here in Kenya. Kenyans love kachumbari a lot, kachumbari. Other countries you call kachumbari guacamole. Our ancestors left that because it is a protection. It is a spiritual protector before it is an edible that you eat. It is a spiritual protector before it's an edible that you eat. So kindly take note. So everything that is happening here, when you're cooking for yourself, maybe you want to be more staunch when it comes to diving through emotions. You want to be swift when it comes to diving through emotion. Fish, you put fish here. Okay, you want to heal a certain disease. Put the herb that heals that disease here. So that by the time you're cooking, you're being intentional. You want what you want to go on in the collective about you. You are intentionally driving it to go on in the collective about you. And this is the entry point. This is what is going on in you about the collective. So as you cook, you are channeling. That is why you're channeling the intention from the air into the water, from the air into the water, from the air into the water. Somebody's asking me what was fish. Fish is literally for emotion. If you want to be, fish is emotional navigator. Fish is the best emotional navigator. That is why they live in water. So if you are at a point where you have so much emotional stuff you're dealing with and you don't know how to navigate, put fish. Put fish. Swiftness, exactly. Put fish. If you have eyesight problems, put carrots. If you have stomach problems, ginger. Are you getting my point, guys? And the list goes on and on. There's even a post I created about how different foods, they represent different parts of the body. Get into it, get into it, get into it. So that whenever you're cooking food, you know that when I put this down here, this is what I'm doing. When I put this down here, this is what I'm doing. Maybe you're somebody who you are lazy, you misuse yourself a lot, or you are useless to yourself. Goat. Put goat. You are at a point where you really want to listen to your ancestors. You want to follow them like a slave following a master. Put sheep. Please, cook with intention. Cook with intention. And when you start cooking for yourself with intention, then in the process you will learn to cook for others with intention. And even to cook for the world with intention. Cook with intention. When you are eating seafood boil, you are eating the how do we call them, the octopuses and the shrimps and the lobster. Know that you are traveling under the sea. You are having a communion with the waters. You're eating omena. Traveling. So guys, know that every food has a representation. It represents something. Somebody's asking me what attracts money. The only way to attract money is in your vagina. You must desire yourself. Your vagina is what gives you the prowess to balance yourself in a way that you can manifest. Your vagina is the doorway through which money comes. Any type of manifestation comes. And what does your vagina represent? Your self-desire. You don't desire yourself, no money for you. You don't desire yourself, no tourism for you. You don't desire yourself, nothing comes for you when it comes to abundance. Somebody's asking me if oils have spiritual significance. Yes, oils have spiritual significances. Oils have different types of oils. They have their own different significances. And most of the time they build up to fat. What is fat? Energy. Oil is like literal energy that you're ingesting. The easiest way to desire yourself, sit in front of a mirror with your vagina staring, with your legs open so that your vagina is staring into the mirror, and then look at that vagina until you like it. Somebody's asking me the easiest way. That is the easiest way. As long as you sit in a mirror with your vagina open and you hate it, you cannot even look, know that you are failing when it comes to self-desire. Your self-desire are in your private parts. Your self-desire are in your private. Guys, we will say it as it is. There's no meandering. I will not meander. I will just tell you as it is. As long as you don't like the way your vagina is looking, as long as you don't like the way your phallus, your penis is looking, you are failing in self-desire. You are failing in self-desire. We keep it real, yes, please, 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 please. So while you're cooking, in the process of cooking in the kitchen, guys, this cooking as a spiritual metaphor. But for now, because you guys are not so, let's learn from the basic. Let's start with learning how to cook for ourselves. Let us start with learning how to cook for ourselves, and then, after you know what goes on inside the cooking pot, and guys, even learn to cook for yourself tea. Don't always just be drinking tea from other people. Drink tea from your ancestors as well. Cook tea for yourself and drink that tea. And as you drink that tea, notice the conversations that come to you. For you. Because anytime you're sharing your own tea with yourself, you are sharing with yourself the gossip from your ancestral realm. So don't just be cooking tea and drinking it like, and then you are leaving. You don't even watch the process of what is going on. Cook your tea, drink your tea as you summon your thought processes. Tea is supposed to be taken while people gossip. Tea is called chai. What? It is the Kai energy. It must always be taken when people are gossiping. So anytime you see tea is being taken, know there's gossip that is passing around. So even when you cook for yourself tea and you are alone, please pay attention to the gossip that is passing around. Don't be absent-minded. Are my people together with me? Don't be absent-minded. Now, when you're cooking, step into the awareness of the separation of the energetic transition between the air space and the water space in the pot.
And she said that girl funded her.
The entire planet is made up of air space and water space most of the time.
That's weird.
Are you getting my point? And it is the water space is in earth, while the fire is in air. So always know that anytime you have a separation of any water in a container, you've created earth. This is a representation of earth. It has an earth element. This is an earth element. This element has come from earth, which is holding the water. Just the same way our soil holds the ocean. And then up here we have the air element that is sitting up here with the sun. So anytime you're separating water in a container, know that you're creating an earth on a dish, ready for experiment in the laboratory. Whatever is going on in the air will settle as memory inside the water. So whenever you're cooking, this is the reason why, guys, people who cook for you, every energy that they possess is going in the food. Every energy that somebody who is cooking for you is possessing is going in the food. And this is the reason why most of the time you find couples that fight a lot, they don't like each other's food. Why? Because the person is cooking with hate. Anybody who cooks for you with hate, you will hate the food. Now whatever is going on in the air when somebody is cooking will settle as memory inside the water. Inside the whatever is being cooked. Any earth element you decide to include acts to ground the intention on the flesh in form of muscles like roots, ground the soil. When you intake. So like I told you, when you put carrots, it will manifest in your eyesight. You cook fish, it will manifest in how you handle emotion. Or you cook anything that comes from the water. You cook a goat, it will manifest it will, have an effect on your Capricorn. You cook a cow, it will have an effect on your Taurus, your self-support. So it will either have a positive effect or a negative effect, depending on the dimension you're eating it from. So that is why it's always also good. Talk to your food. Tell your food that, hey, you got that I'm eating now. I know you're going to affect my self-usage, but please do it positively. Affect my self-usage positively. Even if the entities that are with you were planning to affect my self-usage negatively, but please God, as I ingest you, affect my life positive. That you can break a spell last minute. You might eat a goat that was murdered brutally and they have all the anger, but just you casting a spell before ingesting it can change everything. So don't live in fear on this particular planet. As long as you know yourself, you can always transmute anything and change anything to fit your prescribed essence. So don't walk in fear. Yes, that's why we pray over food. Don't walk in fear. Some people are so afraid, I don't want to eat it. I don't know where it came from, whatever. As long as anything came from this planet, it belongs to Isis. Even the white people themselves. Even the people who destroy. Even the plastics. Everything that is enclosed on this planet belongs to Isis. If you have a connection with Isis, you can always just tell Isis, please remove the poison for me. Remove the poison for me. Remove the poison for me. Don't live in this world like it belongs to somebody else. Black women, if you are somebody who is too afraid, it seems like you're living in this world like it belongs to somebody else's mother. Whose mother does this world belong to? Know whose mother this world belongs to and then start acting like it. Kindly, if you knew you were living in a particular place and everything there belonged to your own mother, how would you behave? Would you still walk around saying that, oh my God, maybe this will hurt me. Maybe this will puzzle me. Maybe war. Don't live from a point of fear if you know you have a direct connection with Isis. Please. Fear is demonic. Fear is demonic. I'm left with a very few parts here. So let me continue. Prayer and rituals. Rituals, they stem from the Levitical laws. As I'm always telling you, the Old Testament is the book of human anatomy. The Old Testament explains the human anatomy, starting from Genesis, which is Genesis. The beginning of genes. Genesis is from the word genes. Genes. It is talking about genes, the beginning of genes. Yes, gene, Isis, exactly, Genesis. So now when you're talking about Genesis, it is talking about your life from ages 1 to 12. The Bible, when it is talking about Genesis, it is talking about your life as a human being from ages 1 to 12 when you're still enslaved in Egypt. You are enslaved in Egypt from ages 1 to 12 before Jupiter comes to expand you. The way it expands you every Thursday is the way it comes to expand you into adolescence at the age of 12. Now from the Genesis, we move to Exodus. At the age of 12, by the time a child is entering 13, they are exodusing. They are leaving Egypt, meaning they are leaving their parental wing to start developing independent thought processes. And guess who comes to welcome them into that process? Jupiter. Jupiter takes 12 years to go around the sun. So that by the time it is coming in 12 years, the child is purging. Thank you so much, June Cycle. The child is now purging everything that they were fed in their family growing up. That is what the Bible is talking about. Everything Israelites went through in Egypt. Exodus, Moses comes. Who did I say Moses was? Thoth. Moses is Thoth. the ones that the Greeks called Hermes, the ones that the Vatican called Moses, Africans was calling him Thoth. At the age of 13, Thoth comes into the child and starts the process of delivering the child away from their parental wing. Starts by delivering the Israelites away from Egypt. Are you seeing the metaphor? Are you seeing the metaphor? Because that Bible is talking about the process of growing up. When you move from Genesis at the age of 12, Exodus. When we move from Exodus, which part do we go to? From Exodus, do we move to Numbers or Leviticus? From Exodus, we move into Leviticus, if I'm not wrong. Now, what is Leviticus? That's what I'm talking about here. Rituals. Because guess what? When a child starts moving, when Moses comes to rescue the child at the age of 13, so much that they start developing independent thought processes that are delivering them from their parental confinement, the confinement that their parents confined them into. Because you know, some children, they come here more enlightened than their own parents. So at the age of 13, that is when they start seeing that enlightenment. And who induces it? Jupiter. At the age of 12. That marks their exodus. After Exodus, now they get into Leviticus. It reaches a point where it is difficult to be alone. For a child at the age of 13, now it reaches a point where now they are in the wilderness. Their parents are no longer relating to them. The world is looking at them like, oh my God, they are in the wilderness. And guess what do you need when you are in the wilderness? Rituals. That is where Leviticus comes in. Leviticus now comes in to do what? To help the child ground. To help the Israelites ground when they are in the wilderness. Why? Why do you need Levitical rituals? Leviticus is all about rituals. Leviticus is all about the rituals that you need in order to ground within yourself. The rituals that you perform in order to ground within yourself. So why? Why? Like, rituals are prayers. The sacrifices you offer. You know, the things that you just do. That is the time that you'll find, you know, up to the age of 24. It happens from the age of 13 up to the age of 24, where now children are even drawing tattoos. Children are now trying other things just to enable them to ground with themselves and mark the memories of themselves. To not go back to Egypt exactly. It makes the child not to go back to the thought processes that their parents subjected them to. And I'm always giving an example. If you are a child, you are born into a family of thieves. You reach the age of 13, you are like, oh no, me, I don't want to steal anymore. I don't want to steal anymore. But you come from the bloodline of thieves. So now you're working to break that particular generational cycle. You're going to get a lot of temptations to go back home. Go back into stealing. Go back into your ancestral contamination. But guess what? Rituals will help you ground so much that you don't go back. Because it is these rituals that you will now see that, oh my God, God has done this. Since I started breaking off from these thought patterns, this and this has happened. You ground yourself. Now, rituals induce the art of shake well before use. When you go to the hospital, they give you a syrup. They tell you shake well before use. Why? To ensure that all the substances that are useful are well distributed, so that it is more useful when you take it. The body too. The body too. When you shake well before use, for example, what does my arm represent? Memories. Whenever I'm shaking my arms well, this is my memories that I'm making sure that, you know, the DNA that contain my memories and my ancestral memory are being awakened. So rituals, they just induce that, the process of shake well before use. Prayers and rituals, they enable your body to ground and change direction successfully. It is the Levitical rituals that enable the Israelites not to slide back into Egypt. Now, after the rituals, they get to Numbers. After the Levitical laws, you go to Numbers. Numbers are now the synchronicities that you need to observe. Numerology. that is telling you, oh, by the way, this 666, whatever. That means what? That means what? Now, the body has its own rituals that are induced whenever the brain, which is Moses, reaches Mount Sinai, which is the highest level of individual vibration. Whenever your body gets an epiphany, whenever your body gets a download, whenever your body receives that aha moment, normalize grounding. Because you get them. You get the aha moments a lot. Normalize grounding or else tomorrow you will forget. My ancestors would say, "Parnegi uru kataginyeyo." Remind them even when they know. Because if you don't ground in the epiphanies, you will forget tomorrow. Remember with ancestors, if you don't utilize the talent, it is taken away. With the ancestors, if you don't utilize the talent, it is taken away. So practice makes perfect. Keep using it. Keep grounding. Keep reminding yourself. Keep reminding yourself. And it is through you walking ahead that the path appears even more. So rituals, they come in different dimensions. There's some rituals that are dance. Some rituals are monologues. Some rituals are sounds. Some rituals are actions. And the intensity of each ritual or prayer is directly dependent on the cards that an individual has been dealt. Guys, you cannot have that, oh, your boyfriend has broken up with you, now we have to kill a goat. Your boyfriend has broken up with you, now we are killing a goat. The intensity of each ritual or prayer is directly dependent on the intensity of the cards an individual has been dealt with. For a goat to be slaughtered, you must have tampered with energies that are worth a goat being slaughtered. Please, don't overdo. Now for this place, we know the overdo things. We know the overdo things. Don't be an overdoer. Lest you rip open portals you don't want to rip open. Now after ritual, change to accommodate the changes you seek. Do the work as you change with the changes. Know that as long as you're doing the work, that work is echoing into infinity and the ripple effect is occurring without announcing as you change. Guys, if you do a ritual, start acting. Immediately after that ritual, act the part. Some people, they do a ritual and then they are waiting. Oh, where is the bomb going to explode? Where is the bomb going to explode? You do a ritual and you assume it has happened. And you continue with your life like that. So it is. So it is. Or else the changes of your own ritual will change you if you don't change with them. As long as you've done a ritual, know that something has happened. So start acting accordingly. Wherever that memory will find you, let it find you when you've already changed to a point where you know very well. Some people, they do rituals and then they sit and wait. Is the color of the litmus paper gonna turn? Is the color of the litmus paper going to turn red? Do a ritual and then change with the changes of that ritual. If you're not ready to change, don't do any ritual. Learn how to tame the monkeys through rituals without waiting for the changes to change you. Hell and sin is a truth seen too late. Some people, they do their ritual and then they don't see the results because they are not even looking. They are not even ready to see the results. So even the results are showing in another direction, them, they're not seeing it. And that's how you get to hell. When you see the truth too late. So when you're like, I wish I had placed that bet. I wish I had placed that bet. Remember, thoughts and the moon, their relationship is gamble. It's a gamble. Whenever you are engaging an intuition, know that whenever your intuition is engaging your memory, know that you're gambling. And thought is the biggest gambler. Thought is the biggest gambler. So learn how to tame the monkeys as well through rituals. Do you know what monkeys are? People who don't know what monkeys are, I'm going to explain.
Can you tell me you were going?
Let's say you are at a toxic work environment. They were paying you 60,000. And then you leave that job because you know it was toxic and it was detrimental to your mental health. But then you get a job offer at a very good place, but it is offering you 40,000. So this place was offering you 60,000 plus mental health issues. And this other place is offering you 40,000 without mental health issues. And then the flying monkeys will start to come. That, oh, you can just stomach. You can just stomach this. You can just stomach this. People who are watching me and have not subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate. You can just stomach it. Those are the flying monkeys. The flying monkeys always want you to go back to Egypt. The flying monkeys always want you to move back into your parents' house after you've moved out. The flying monkeys always want you to go back to a boyfriend that was beating you up after you've broken up with him. The flying monkeys always want you to go back on your promise. So whenever the flying monkeys come, normalize ritualizing. Tell them, shindwa wewe. Get the fuck away from me. So the rituals are usually there to help you tame the monkeys. And from the rituals, I'm going to be moving into the chromosome, the XX chromosome power. The XX chromosome power, the woman power. X is the chi energy. X is the balancing energy. X is water, X is air, and X is earth. The Y chromosome is fire. What does fire do? Fire transmutes, fire alchemizes, fire destroys. Fire moves it from one place to another. Fire is the reason why water can change and become solid. It can become liquid and it can become air. So fire is a very big catalyst. That is the Y chromosome. That is what men have. Women have water. 1X of a woman is water, 1X of a woman is air, and 1X of a woman is fire, is earth. So women can be born with either 1X, a syndrome that they call the Turner syndrome. A woman can be born with 2Xs, which they call the normal female, and then a woman can be born with 3Xs, which they call the superwoman. So as a woman, know what the X chromosome means. The X chromosome is the chi energy. The X chromosome is the water. The X chromosome is the air. The X chromosome is the earth. So you either have this pudding. There are women who have all of them. They have XXX chromosome, meaning they have the water, they have air, and they have earth. There are women who have only 2X chromosome, meaning they either have water and earth, water and air, or air and earth. And then there are women who only have 1X chromosome, which they either have water, air, and earth. So notice the chromosomal power here. Men cannot exist with just a Y chromosome without an X chromosome. It is impossible for a man to have no X chromosome, but it is possible for a woman to exist only with 1X chromosome and no other. Are you seeing the power of the X chromosome? Because even the X chromosome that the men have, they get it from their mother. It is the Y chromosome that is theirs. So now as a woman, know that when your X chromosome is water, then it means your ancestors left you a space in water. If your X chromosome is water, air, then it means your ancestors left you spaces. You can create in water and you can create in air. If you are a superwoman, you have all the 3 X's, then it means your ancestors left you space. You can create in water, you can create in air, and you can create on earth. Now, what is the function of the Y chromosome? To transmute. The work of the Y chromosome is to transmute. Somebody's asking me, how do I know? Look at the elements you work with, guys. Look at the elements you work with. As an individual, water sign people who have spaces in water, these are people who have spaces in emotions. Women who are heavy in emotions. If your emotions are heavy, know that your ancestors left you a place to build in water. You are the women who You can have a yacht, you can have a ship in the ocean and nothing will happen to it. You can build a yacht in the ocean and nothing will happen to it. If you're spiritually grounded, you have a space you can create in water. If you have air, then you can create in air. These are the ones who get to become celebrities. Because to become a celebrity, you are creating in air. You are having a space on air. If you're a musician who goes viral, if you're a creative, you can create and gather followers. That is your ability to create on air. So you have a space in air. And then you have earth. You can create on earth.
Can you not?
So you must ask yourself, which elements are you big on? Which elements are you big on? And then maximize accordingly. Men do not have space. Men have not left space. The only space that men have is the one that they are holding, is the flesh and blood that they are holding. But they were given a dick that helped them to seek spaces from women. So know that as a woman, you are the one with the space. Our world is currently upside down, so much that women are not allowed to own land in so many places, but it should be the opposite. It is women that should be owning land and men not. But because of patriarchy, we are upside down. Doesn't stop us from teaching the woman to know what her power is. You are the one holding the space. Anytime you open your legs to a man, you are giving them access to your space. The space that your ancestors left you here. And I want you to know that as a woman, that space should not always, it is not meant to only be occupied. Your womb is not only meant to be occupied by the sperms. Your womb can be occupied by a university you build under your name. Your womb can be occupied by the house you build for yourself. You can decide that instead of carrying a man's child to the planet, you can use your womb to carry your own achievements to the planet. So put that into notice kindly before you open your legs for any man. In fact, any man putting a sperm inside your vagina, inside your uterus, they should be empowering you. But if they are not empowering you, know that the way a man treats you is the way his children are going to treat you and the planet.
Get it.
The way a man treats you is the way his children are going to treat you and the planet. So some of you come here to carry for men. You give cheap spaces, cheap rent to men. In fact, some of them, they even give you, they even take up your space and they forgo. They don't pay for anything. They take your space and leave. And know that as long as a man's child is alive, their essence is alive. Whether you keep the child away from them or not, that child is communing with them in the spirit realm. It is their space. They want that space. You cannot keep it away from them. Even if they are absent, that child is holding their space, their pattern. Sell the spaces expensively, women. Sell the spaces expensively. Sell the places expensively. Sell the places expensively. Now, a woman's intuition is built inside her womb, inside her vago, inside her self-analysis. The ability of a woman to get pregnant or manifest is inside her ability to self-analyze the connection she has to the people around her, that in turn position her ability to be convinced. The more easy it is to convince a woman, the more easy it is for her ovum, aka her intuition, to open up, and the more easy it is for her to get pregnant.
I'm done.
Vice versa is also true. Some women, they walk around, I'm not getting pregnant, I'm not getting pregnant, I'm not getting pregnant. Your intuition is not being convinced by any memory that those men are offering. Should never take it upon yourself that, now I'm cursed. No, try other memories. Because even if you pretend, even if you're low vibrational, you're not aware, your ancestors are aware for you. So the more easy it is to convince a woman, the more easy it is to impregnate them. Some women, even when they are under birth control, they are under family planning, they still get pregnant. Why? Because they are very easy to convince, so much that nothing can block them from being convinced. The more difficult it is to convince a woman, the more difficult it is for her intuition or ovum to open up. And the more difficult it is for her to get pregnant. Women get pregnant when the intuition gets convinced by the memory. When the ovum gets convinced by the sperm. The sperm has to convince the ovum first. If the ovum is not convinced, no sperm will enter. Sperms will be going and bouncing back like a ball that has been thrown on the wall. Now, manifestations of pregnancy is only positive if it is for the woman's highest good. This is why I'm telling you, sell the space expensively. If you're getting pregnant for anybody, it is only good if it is only positive if it is in your highest good. Nigerian men, they know this. Right now in Nigeria, Nigerians are building in the ocean. They are building restaurants in the ocean. Why? Because they know how to tame the women who hold those spaces. Women are the ones who are holding these spaces. If you see a man is capable of successfully owning an aeroplane successfully, no, there is a woman that is being treated nicely behind closed doors. You see a man owning a yacht or a ship in the ocean successfully, or a business in the ocean successfully. No, there is a woman that is being treated like a goddess behind closed doors. It is women that hold these spaces. The moment a woman says no, you will see a hurricane that will sink that will sink. It will sink that ship tomorrow. The moment a woman says no, you will see the plane crashing. But we are connected in that way. If you're spiritual,
I feel so deep, bro.
Behind every successful man, there is a woman. And Nigerian men, they know this to the
You don't know how to
T.
behave.
People hate Nigerian men because then they walk around with
back
the
up,
spiritual
sir.
eye open. Nigerian men know the spaces they need and they take them by force. Especially if you are ignorant and you're with a Nigerian man, or they will take your space and you will not even know your space is being taken. Now, a woman's womb contains the left and right ovaries. Her right ovaries connects her to the future memories of her ancestors, while her left ovaries connect her directly to the past intuitions of her ancestors. Naturally, by the virtue of having the left and the right ovaries, a woman is born a naturally balanced deity. Woman is God. What makes woman God? Ovaries. The uterus. That is the deity of Maat. It is justice. You know, the docket of Maat stands for justice. So a woman is built with justice inside of them. And that is what makes them godly. The woman, if you want to see a creation that is the most looking like God on this planet, it is the woman. So naturally, by the virtue of having the left and the right ovaries, a woman is born naturally balanced, connected to the past and the future space in her now moment. Just by you having the ovaries, and guys, the people who don't get it, let me explain it to you in layman's language. Do you know in the 13th century, we were there? As this generation that is existing right now, we were present in the 13th century. How? In the ovaries of our ancestors. As eggs. Children are born with their ovaries. Girls are born with their ovaries. Men are born spermless, without sperms. Women are born full, intact, with their ovaries present. When we were in the 17th century, we were busy inside our ancestors' ovaries. Right now, the future generation, the people who will exist in the future generation, are already in our ovaries. So as a woman, when I'm standing like this, I'm already connected to the future and the past just by me being here. And that is what makes you very godly. Because anytime there's a problem, you can always ask for help from the future or from the past. The more in touch with her womb and the moon cycle she is, the more her will is done automatically on earth as it is in her own heaven. Listen to me. Don't go around being jealous of other women. Don't go around being envious of women who are making it. Just know the secrets of making it. And I will repeat. The more in touch a woman is to her womb and the moon, the more her will always automatically unopposed be done on earth as it is in her heaven. Whether women like it or not, whether she went to school or not, whether she is societally appealing or not, she will get her way. Feed the world as a woman, feed the world your left breast. Left breast has a direct access to the heart. Feed the world your left breast with compassion and love, and your will always be done outside of you as it is within you. Don't be a woman who you feed people you're right, you're right, you're right. Your thoughts, the thoughts that have no emotions. A woman, if you want to win, always feed the world your left breast. Attach your thoughts to your emotions directly. Attach your thoughts to your emotions directly. How do you do that? Let me tell you how you do it. And I'll tell you this. For example, me, I have a boyfriend. All right? My boyfriend is some handsome man. And you know, we live in the world. Other women will be looking at my man. Other women will be looking at my man. Me feeding my man, my right brain will be me always praying behind closed doors and saying, please God, I hope he doesn't cheat. I hope he doesn't cheat. Oh my God, is he cheating right now? I feel like he's cheating now. That is you feeding the people around you. You're doubting people, projecting doubt on people. Is you feeding them your right breast. What you want to do is feed them your left breast. Become delusional and say, cheat on who, me? Impossible. Cheat on who, me? Impossible. Project on them what you want to happen. Don't project what you fear happening. When you project with your left breast, you are projecting what you fear happening. When you project with your right breast, with your left breast, okay, let me repeat that. When you project with your right breast, you are projecting what you fear happening. Because it is coming from your memory, from the patterns you've witnessed in the collective. When you're projecting with your left breast, you're projecting what you want to happen. So you're projecting direct from the ancestral realm. You're creating. And as a woman, I will tell you this for free. Even if your man was not a cheating man, and you keep feeding them your right breast, saying that, oh, I feel like you're cheating. Oh, I feel like you're cheating. Let me look at your phone. Let me... He will cheat. Because as a woman, you're very powerful. The prostitutes are always waiting for women like you. The prostitutes are always waiting for women like you. For you to doubt your man. So they can come in with their left breast and be like, nah. And your man will cheat. So what do you want to do? Be delusional, my friend. Give them the left. The left, when you channel from your left breast, you are commanding what you want to happen. When you channel from your right breast, you are acting out of fear of what you've already seen happening. So which side do you want to feed them? Command that shit. And that brings us to the end of our lesson today. As I told you in the beginning, one nyonye left. Nyonyesha watu left. Nyonyesha your friends left. Nyonyesha kila mtu left. Because I'm telling you, we all control our outside environment from the inside. So you remember when I was telling you during the beginning of this particular session, you can control people from your own brain on the inside, and then they will act it on the outside. So women who are toxic about always projecting negativity. They're always thinking their friends are betraying them. They're always thinking everybody's betraying them. They're always afraid of being betrayed. You will be betrayed because you're projecting it. Even if I was your friend and I was not betraying you, but you keep feeding me your right breast, I'm gonna betray you. Why? Because you are forcing me to betray you within yourself. That is the energy you're sending me. Anyway, that was it. That is the end of our class today, and I'm gonna be leaving. But somebody's asking me what is the next session. The next session is just gonna be like us going through what we've already learned, my people. We're gonna be going through what we've already learned for the next 4 weeks. Not 4 weeks. 4 weeks. Yeah, I think 4 weeks or something. The rest of July. Maybe towards the end of July I will bring something else, but for the rest of July, we are going this. And no, Sunday we are having a private class, and then next Wednesday as well we are having a private class. We're going to be having 4 private classes before we go public again. So the people who have missed my classes before, kindly come so that we finish this and continue. Am I together with my people? Flavi Obono, I love you, baby. Am I together with my people? Thank you from California. You're welcome so much. Mama.com, I love you so much. Thank you. Today's class was amazing. Yes, you guys love this class of cooking, and I've noticed it, and I'm gonna be delving more into it as we go. In the meantime, don't just listen to me, apply. In the meantime, don't just listen to me, apply. In the meantime, don't just listen to me, apply. Because you know what? The Spirit is teaching. I'm not just preaching. I'm taking my own advice. We are applying. And by the way, in the next 2 to 3 years, if you are not applying, you will just remain behind. And you will see yourself remaining behind. You will see yourself remaining behind. And then you will now start having animosity. I don't wish that for you. Apply, we move together. Because you are the people I want to even be on my circle. You are the people we are going to be ruling the world with in the near future. So apply these things in your life. Don't just absorb, apply. Other than that, guys, I am grateful for this class. I'm feeling like going to the toilet so much, but I'm gonna be ending this class. We are not gonna be singing the anthems until we go back to public classes again. Somebody is asking, Siri, can someone strengthen their brain? Because I find it hard grasping information. What information, baby? What information? Because sometimes maybe you're just trying to feed your brain information that it doesn't want. The body is the most stubborn and the most jealous. And the body does not do what it doesn't want to do. So most of the time, people are always calling other people ADHD. You don't have ADHD. You're just busy feeding your brain what it doesn't want. Try feeding your brain what it wants and then judge it again. Because you can never judge a fish using its ability to climb a tree. I will be back to singing, my friend. I will be back to singing. Don't worry. But other than that, thank you guys so much for coming to this class. I'm going to be seeing you guys in the next class. And just know, from me to you, love. And I hope you build. I hope you build. And the reason why I'm hoping you build is because I don't want you to be jealous or envious when you see what your classmates and your teacher has built. So build and know we are building. Even if you're not seeing what we are building, we are building. So build. Bye.